important date because the second chapter of United World Rebellion will be released in Europe. So what should your fans expect from this new chapter?
Well, I think more of what was on the first, but I think it actually came out a little heavier than the first, a little more aggressive. But it's the same spirit, which is will carry through the trilogy. Just a simple spirit, just standing up for yourself, believe in yourself, and it's okay to be a weirdo.
And yes, we noticed that in comparison with your early albums, your sound has hardened a bit. And is it a natural evolution or a calculated choice?
Definitely not calculated. It's one of the great things about the process that we go through when we start thinking about a record and actually sit down and start writing. We'll just throw a bunch of riffs, ideas, lyrics, melodies at each other, and it's kind of like, that's awesome, or that's awesome. And you just run with it. And also, it has to do with, we always have a conversation when we sit down and start working together and writing. We've known each other for so long that we've known each other probably better than we know anybody else in our lives. And so we have these conversations about what's affecting us and what's important. Like these, not so general, kind of specific, and those conversations are kind of the impetus of where we're going to go with the songs. And at this point of our careers and our lives as songwriters and jamming together, this record is exactly where we're at. And that's a great thing about doing the EPs is because there's an immediacy to it, and there's like an urgency to it. It's very fresh because it's not like we wrote 20 songs to spread over 3 EPs. We write the songs for the first EP, record it. Same thing with this EP. We'll do the same thing with the third one.
Yeah,
so
okay.
It keeps it really. It just keeps it very real.
Of course, we'll be looking forward to the third chapter. And can you anticipate something about it? And what's the main difference, in your opinion, between recording an EP instead of a full length? You were saying. Songwriting-wise.
Songwriting, it takes a lot of pressure off.
Yeah.
Because we're writing 10 songs to pick our favorite 5, instead of writing 30 to pick our favorite 10.
Yeah.
And like Snake was saying, you could concentrate so much harder on making everything great when you only have 5 songs that you're working on. Once you have the 5 picked, because there's times where we'll have the 10 songs or 7, 8 songs, and a couple of us like different songs for different reasons. So we really try and work on it as much as we can and sit home, because no one lives near each other. Rob and I are the only ones that even live in the same state, where Snake is in the Northeast, Scotty's over on the West Coast, and Johnny's in Texas, and Rob and I are in Georgia, so it's not as easy just to drive down the street to rehearse and stuff like that. So getting together, you have that time to get away from everything and just listen to the songs, and you always think about what that guy said, whoever said it in rehearsal, well, I like this song for this reason, I think that's a really cool part, and it's really strong, and you take that into consideration when you listen to it. And a lot of times when we come back, we all agree on the same 5 songs, for whatever reason. So there's never really any debate. We usually know it right off the bat as soon as we start playing it for the first time, because you can see the energy in everyone. If you see that energy is there, that that song is going to be a good one.
Yeah.
One of the things that we started doing over the course of the last 5 years or so is we rehearse at his house in a really small rehearsal space, and it happened by accident. It was great. It was a cool area, but it forced you're in each other's face, so there's no hiding or masking anything. Your expression tells everything, and so
we're all facing each other in a circle.
And so
it's a small room.
The truth reveals itself like that.
Yeah.
And you can tell immediately whether someone's feeling it or not feeling it. And it really cuts out a lot of the crap, to be quite honest, And you can hear everything too, so it's very specific, If I'm not playing something that works or with everything else, we're aware of it like that. And it's such a cool thing, man, that we're able to be in that room for that many hours with each other at a time. It says a lot for everybody involved. It really does.
This is the first of 3 dates in Italy this year, and this is a very long tour indeed that includes many countries, but mostly in small clubs, right?
Well, it depends.
Yeah.
You know, we played the Polish Woodstock the other night. It was 500,000 people.
Wow.
And then we played Wacken the next night.
All right,
So
right, yes,
that's,
yes,
you
yes.
know, so it depends.
Yeah.
We'd like to get into, a lot of times get into smaller places
Yes,
that are in
more
small
intimate,
town.
yeah.
And that there's the intimacy thing, but there's also the fact that a lot of times people can't travel 2 hours to the big city. You have to be up for work the next day or whatever. So we started thinking, why shouldn't people that listen to us, you know, let's go to them. They can't come to us. Let's go to them.
Yeah, that's
you know,
beautiful.
and it's we love to play.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, playing in front of 500,000 people is going to be the highlight probably of our career. However, we're going to go. I know we're playing a few small places that we have in the UK that were just so intense that we'll never ever forget. You know, and it's just we love to play. That's what we do best. So to be able to go out and just see the appreciation and feel the appreciation, and it's mutual. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
We're glad that they come to see us in tiny places as well as festivals and stuff like that. But it's really, I think it's a really good thing, and I think a lot of bands should do it.
Yeah.
No matter how big you are, you should still do it.
Like, I mean, tomorrow we're playing in Pisa. We've never been there before.
Yeah.
We've been touring the world for 25 years. We've
Never been there before. Okay.
So that, I mean, just
I'm going to do this by the leaning.
that in and of itself is really amazing, you know, because it offers us another opportunity to you know, be a part of another culture for a day and just check out the people and everything. And one of the things that I love about Italy in general, I think we all do, is that people are so nice, man, so kind.
Really?
They're very appreciative, you know, and the food is
That's the main feature
Yeah.
that people notice.
You know what I mean?
Love it.
I've got a pasta gut.
Share some memories about the Moscow Music Festival too.
So they were saying that there was no drinking, but that's a lie. But yeah, it was pretty cool, you know, because we were still pretty new band, and here we are on a plane leaving New York for Russia, and like it was still communist at the time, you know, and leaving from Russia, we never thought in a million years. It's like not even a place we would think that bands played.
Yeah, they were the bad guys.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
You grow up in school, they're the bad guys.
Yeah.
And here we are on a plane with Ozzy and the Scorpions and Bon Jovi and Motley Crue and all the MTV VJs from back in the day. And it was just, you know, I know a lot of business people, managers and lawyers and whatever, but we're just sitting there. It's like, man, I'm 23 years old or 24 years old. I'm looking at all these people. I'm like, there's Ozzy sleeping on Sharon's shoulder, you know, on the plane. There's a couple of Scorpions guys drinking some bourbon, and there's Geezer Butler drinking booze. And I'm like, this is unbelievable, you know. So just hanging out. Everyone was just wandering. I remember everyone just wandering around the plane. No one ever really sat down until we had to sit down. And then when we landed, we were just like, man, you gotta be kidding me. Like, this is crazy. Planet. We're in Russia. We're looking out, and it looked just like it did in the history books. So brown. Everything was brown and gray, and it's very different now.
Yeah.
Very, very different. It's cool. But it was the show itself was almost the smallest part of it. You know, we got to go out, but no one knew who we were. So the only band they knew was Ozzy. And no matter how it looks on the DVD, all they wanted to see was Ozzy.
That the music business has changed since the 80s.
Almost every aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? One of the great things about, for us, about and when we were signed, the dream was you wanted a major label record deal.
Yeah.
You wanted, that was our dream. We wanted to be on the same labels that had Led Zeppelin and Kiss and, you know, whomever. And it was really important to us, and we wanted it to be as much on our terms as we possibly could. And that always isn't the case, and we were fortunate enough we got a pretty damn good record deal, you know. But the thing about it that I find that's the most different is that we had people around us that we trusted in a lot of ways with their opinion on our music, and it forced us to be better songwriters. We had people who would go, it's pretty good, but it's not great. It's very good, but it's not great. That's great.
Yeah.
And so it made us better. And I hate to use the word gatekeepers, but that's kind of sort of what it was in the sense, I don't, maybe that's a bad word, it probably is. But there was just people there that you had to get past in order to have your music released. And today, anybody can release music.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's enough people out there who are not only striving for greatness, but are achieving it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's different. And you know, everyone, that's a great song is subjective, you know, but the thing that we had that was awesome and that we still apply in our lives now is just that push to make it better. So having that work ethic at such an early time in our careers, we've been able to employ that throughout our whole careers, and we don't stop. It's not like, okay, man, A, G, D, la, 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 we're done, there's another song, you know? It's not like that.
Yeah.
We push ourselves constantly, and that's, a lot of that has to do with the way we were brought up as kids, but also how we grew as songwriters and what we were put through in order to get that first record made. And I don't think that exists anymore.
No.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
And, you know, I hate the idea of just being able to throw out whatever you want out there, because it takes up space. No matter what anybody wants to say about it,
Yeah.
it takes up space.
It creates a lot of false hopes too, you know.
Yeah.
You know, because remember what it was like being hungry, you know, and striving to get a record out. Now it's like there's bands saying, "Oh, record release party." It's like, release to who? You know what I mean? And there's a lot of hopes built up, but no one molding people and saying, like you said, like, no, this song sucks. Or, this song's great. Right? Some more that are as great as this. It's just too much, and it's too quick to get out there, and I think it makes people not work as hard.
Yeah.
You know?
There's no litmus test.
Yeah, social media, it's a necessary evil, but I miss the mystique of rock and roll. You know, I like when you had to wait for something and it wasn't as instant. You know,
Yeah, I agree with you.
you had to wait
Definitely,
online for a ticket. You had to wait for a record to come out. I mean, it just came out and there's already torrent sites giving it away for free. We're like, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
You could spend the whole year trying to fight it, or you just go with it. So it's I don't know.
One of the things that
There was disappointment back in our day, but there wasn't any real false hopes. No one ever said, "You guys are great. You're gonna make $1 million," because no one ever gave us bullshit like that. They told us, like I said, no, that song sucks. It's never gonna work. Write something better.
And one of the things, yeah, and you know what, you're right with the disappointment thing, because I think a lot of people are misguided in the sense they go, well, damn, man, my page got 20,000 likes. Well, there's no substituting being out in a club and playing and seeing whether those people are going to respond to what you're doing. That's the test, man. You know, so people can sit there and base their thing on 20,000 likes, but it don't mean shit unless you're out there proving yourself. That's really, it's still the way it is.
We should put like buttons in the audience, and then when we play our new song, that they can hit like.
Right, exactly.
Oh, cool.
Because there is, you can sense it, man. I mean, you can sense when you're playing something and you're going, uh-oh. Maybe that's not as good as we thought. Blame it on the sound guy. Yeah, it's completely different. And it's, you know, unfortunately today, rock stars are actually the guys who are coming up with the brand new apps and the brand new software. The guys in Silicon Valley are the rock stars. And
One
that's going to
adjective,
change.
so you have to answer. One adjective to describe him. No.
Passionate.
Okay. Scott Hill.
Intense.
Nicky Six.
Creative.
Determined.
Ramones.
2 words. The best.
Scorpions.
Greatness.
Ace Frehley.
Legend.
Ozzy.
Icon.
And last, Sebastian Bach.
Thank you, everybody.